Yo, top billing to ya, Dog Nation. In addition to subscribing to this channel, join me at www.patreon.com/committedtotheg for exclusive film studies, recruiting chatter, and a sick-ass weekly podcast dedicated to your future natty winners, the Georgia Bulldogs. Only $5 a month lets you leave them sissies and nerds behind and join your boy on this movement. Let's go.
Top billing.
Yo, top billing. Man, thoroughly impressed by what I saw from Georgia against the University of Kentucky. And I know people are going to try to move the goalposts, but Georgia's physicality on the ground was just something to behold. And that's going against a team, I have to put it up right here, was top 20 in rushing defense. If Georgia plays like this, man, it shouldn't be scared of anyone, including Alabama, just because Georgia has a lot of tools in the tool bag. And we saw what LSU was able to do against Alabama as far as, you know what I'm saying, not making it look as daunting. Now, LSU was thoroughly crushed, thoroughly demolished, no doubt about it, but you can't say that it was one of those things where, like, man, they're putting up damn near 80 points. If you have the talent, I think you can compete with Alabama, and Georgia's that team. And so was Clemson, but Georgia's up to bat first, so let's get it. All right, so we see right here, man, it's going to be a simple inside zone right here. Your man, Elijah Holyfield, is able to sense what's going on, but I want you to look at Georgia's offensive line when we get it going, and this is why Georgia is a lot different than the LSU. But Elijah's going to end up cutting this bad boy back and going against Chris Westry right here and putting him kind of in a conflict of assignment right here. Can you stop a guy like Elijah Holyfield? I mean, we'll see. All right. Now check this out right here. Now look at the snap. This is what I love about Georgia football right here. Now look at the line of scrimmage. That's winning football. Don't run up in here talking that bullshit about, oh, it's Kentucky. No, before the game, everybody knew that that's what Kentucky does. They run the ball and play defense, right? But Georgia's offensive line, a hurt, banged up offensive line, straight punch these boys in the mouth. And look at this. The line of scrimmage is reestablished. The line of scrimmage is reestablished right there. You're on their side now. So you look at the vision of Holyfield right here. DeAndre Swift had a monster game. Holyfield did his thing as well. But check this bad boy out right there, man. When you run that boundary football right there and you're able to cut it back against the grain, and one guy to beat. Now, Holyfield's not as explosive as DeAndre Swift, because DeAndre Swift would have probably took this to the house. But we know what Holyfield is about, man. He's about busting you in your chest and breaking your sternum and then looking at you all crazy in the eyes and stuff like that and stealing your soul. But all right, man, let's get to something else. Check this out. You know, I'm just going over a few things that I like. Obviously, if you want the in-depth stuff, you have to get on patreon.com/committedtotheg. But I really like this about Jake Fromm because it was a departure or a deviation from the norm. We see him on the zone read right here and him actually keeping it. You'll see this particular edge player crash down extremely hard because Jake Fromm doesn't normally keep it. Now, he doesn't do a good job after he keeps it, but at the very least, he needs to keep defenses honest. And sometimes I think he gives the ball when he can definitely tuck it and try to get a couple of yards just to kind of retard that backside pursuit there. Retard meaning dampen. None of you people don't be coming up in here talking about, so man, they be talking about me like that, man. All right, we see it right here. Now look at the crash. Now look at the crash now. This guy's completely fixated on the running back right here. And obviously Fromm is not the greatest athlete in the world right here. But look, nobody's looking. If you're able to get good blocking right there, Fromm at the very least should be able to get a better first down right here, but he's obviously not a runner, and he doesn't get that good of a block. Look at your man Ridley right here. He's just kind of dancing with him, kind of tangoing with him. This could have probably been a touchdown had it been really aggressive in his blocking, like we see from like a Jeremiah Holloman or Tyler Simmons, Jason Stanley, all those guys who are really good blockers for the team. But, hey, man, it did its job. I liked it. I don't know if you guys saw my video about LSU and Alabama, and I talked about LSU's ability to play man coverage on the back end. And I asked the question, could that stifle Alabama's offense? And if you don't say that the offense didn't look different, then you're just fooling yourself. You're just playing the fool or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? You're playing a role, because obviously it looked a little bit different. But Alabama's ability to switch its pitch, now that's another thing. Running the ball, but I was really concentrating on one aspect, because looking down, more talented teams like Georgia, I think Georgia has the ability to play that man defense and then compete up front as well. But I think it has the ability to compete on offense against Alabama's defense a lot better than LSU would. So check this out right here. We see him in man coverage right here. You'll see a nickel fire, I believe, by Tyreek McGee. But look at Georgia's ability to get off blocks right here. You got horses, man. Jordan Davis taking up multiple blockers, but Jonathan Ledbetter is starting to get after it again, and the guy is a key. But you can see the clamps on right here in the boundary. Tyson Campbell clamping in the boundary. You got Richard LeCount at a single high, and J.R. Reed in man coverage here on the slot. So it's just the ability to dump off personnel and to switch personnel I really like. So we see Ledbetter right here defeat his block. And before everything could really develop, if you see right here, you can obviously see a guy breaking open on the end, breaking route here, a dig route against Tyson Campbell, but he doesn't have enough time. Now, people are going to say, oh, that's Kentucky's personnel. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the actual ability of playing man coverage and mixing up coverages and having the talent on the back end there. So that's all I'm talking about right there. So great to see Georgia compete up front on the defensive side of the ball. All right, this is definitely a great play right here, and it's illustrative of just how great Georgia can be on the ground with a healthy DeAndre Swift, who I maintain is the most talented back in the entire country. Go back to the offseason and see when I said that the guy can do it all, man. His ability to make you miss at full speed is just breathtaking, and his speed itself is breathtaking, and his power, his hands, everything that I said in that video. So go back in the archives right there on the Georgia playlist on this channel. But check this out right here. This is going to be a straight ahead dive play. I want you to look at this guy right here, Solomon Kinley. He doesn't get enough love. Everybody likes to talk about the shiny 5-star type guys, but a guy like this is just a glue guy. You're going to see him and Andrew Thomas work in concert right here. They're going to block this 3 technique, but you'll see your man Kinley get extra work done by coming and then sealing right here. And he really seals this off for DeAndre Swift to work off of his hip. And then the rest is, as they say, history. Check it out. All right, see him fire off the ball. He doesn't necessarily have anybody to block, but he's smart, man. That's good, smart stuff. So he sees nobody approaching his gap. The guy going towards the C gap. He turns and check it out. He seals off right there. Right there. Now look at the vision and look at this guy right here, Jeremiah Holloman. He's always into something. Now look at him get a piece of the man right there. Just enough. And you know DeAndre Swift's going to run through arm tackles. Just enough right there for him to get a jump on it and get a step. And if he's even, he's leaving. But for sure when he has a jump, you might as well get some lunch. He's gone. Straight up. You guys know the rest. I don't need to run it. All right. And last one right here. You know, if you want the in-depth stuff, like I said before, patreon.com/committed to the G. $5 gets you in the door like a teen club. Got different tiers there, which receives different rewards there. So make sure you get on it, man. You know, your boy Justin Fields right here. I like the package with him, getting some time and getting some shine. See him running QB zone. Pretty much almost a single wing QB zone type deal. But look at the vision, the running vision right here. So you see a field defender coming right there, and his ability and agility to cut that bad boy back. Try to get it out the back door. And then cut it back upfield and get a good game. I mean, come on, man. That's a weapon and a half right there. That's a weapon and a half. You want to bring somebody in on some short yardage stuff. And, you know, they're going to add more to that as well. So if we're talking about competing when the SEC championship game comes up, shout out to the Auburn Tigers as well, man. Can't overlook them boys at all, Cannot overlook them. Definitely not. You don't want to get ahead of yourself, so we'll definitely be concentrating on that. But just kind of wanted to kind of fill out the vibe since both teams clinched, and we'll see each other in the SEC championship game, and why I don't think Georgia should be scared. Georgia has a ton of weapons and has a couple of guys who can compete at the quarterback position, but most importantly, Georgia has the line of scrimmage play, especially on the offensive side of the ball, to keep cats like Quinnen Williams and Raekwon Davis and all those guys, at least kind of dampen their effect. You can't never stop these guys, just like they can't stop Georgia totally or whatever like that, but you want to be able to dampen their effect. I think Georgia has the personnel to do that. I think that's going to be a hell of a game when it comes to fruition. And if you're a Georgia fan, you should be definitely encouraged by what you saw in the LSU game, although it was extremely one-sided. But it was one-sided for the fact that you could just see LSU lacks talent on the offensive side of the ball, definitely on the offensive side of the, definitely on the offensive line, and that is Georgia's strength. Georgia probably has the best offensive line in the entire country and is getting a deep set going on with as far as the rotation going on, because you got guys injured, those guys getting replaced, guys getting experience here and there. Ben Cleveland, Kendall Baker coming in, Kate Mays, just a whole bunch of different guys, man. Andrew Thomas coming out, Kate Mays playing a bunch of different spots. You can compete, no doubt about it. So not running scared, not at all. Patreon.com/committed to the G. Check me out. I'm going to have more on the young boys that came and played on the defensive side of the ball, and we'll look at some more stuff from this game and look ahead as well, all right? But thank you, your boy Murf, the Underground King, Top Billing Sports, Patreon.com/committed to the G, and I am out.
What more can I say?
Top billing.